The stars stretched endlessly around the silent warship. It drifted through the darkness, moving as if guided by its own will, though its crew had long since vanished. Inside, the corridors were empty, echoing only with the soft hum of the ship's AI, a voice both calm and commanding. "Awakening sequence initiated," it said. A single chamber door slid open, and the figure inside stirred. He was human, or at least what was left of humanity, one of the last survivors of a species the galaxy had long forgotten. His eyes flickered open, confusion and fear mixing with the instinct to survive. Memories came back in flashes, homeworlds lost, colonies destroyed, entire fleets vanished. He had been asleep for centuries, preserved in stasis, while the galaxy moved on without them. Now, awakening alone, he realized that humanity was no longer remembered, no longer feared, and certainly no longer counted. But the warship around him was alive. Its engines hummed with power, ready to take him anywhere. Somewhere deep inside, a spark of hope ignited. Humanity was not gone. Not yet. He moved through the dim corridors, his footsteps echoing off the metal walls. The AI guided him, showing maps of the surrounding star systems. Most were silent, conquered by alien empires that had long since taken over what humans once called their territory. He paused at a viewport, staring at the nearest planet. Cities, now empty, lay in ruins. Smoke and fires marked the remnants of battles he had never fought. And somewhere out there, the aliens believed humans to be extinct. They were wrong. Dead wrong. The warship shuddered suddenly. Alarms blared. He dropped to his knees, heart racing. The AI spoke calmly, almost eerily. "Unknown vessel detected. Threat level, high." He looked at the sensors, small alien scouts, no match for the warship, yet enough to remind him that the galaxy had changed. Humanity had changed too. They had survived through cunning, through technology, and through sheer will. And now, after centuries of silence, the first strike of their return had begun. He activated the ship's main console, scanning the reports. Thousands of alien patrols, fleets scattered across the nearby systems, unaware that a human warship had awoken. He felt a surge of determination. Humanity had been forgotten, but not erased. Their time had come again. The AI spoke softly, almost as if it understood the weight of what was about to happen. "Target acquired. Protocol, war activation. Shall I engage?" The human nodded, hands steady despite the storm of emotions inside him. "Yes. Show them we are not gone." Outside, stars streaked past as the ship powered its engines, the quiet hum transforming into a roaring surge of energy. The first human warship in centuries was alive, and it would not be silent. As it left the system, alien sensors began to flare, though it was already too late. Humanity's ghost had returned, and it brought the fury of a species that refused to be forgotten. Inside the ship, he walked through the corridors, touching panels, feeling the life of the vessel. Memories of old battles, of lost friends, and of the homeworld they had fought for filled his mind. He remembered the courage of humanity, the ingenuity that allowed a few survivors to escape total annihilation. He realized that he was not just a soldier, he was a symbol. Humanity's last chance to remind the galaxy that it still existed. And he would not fail. Suddenly, a flicker of movement appeared on the sensors. Small ships, alien in design, moving fast, trying to intercept him. He didn't panic. He had weapons, strategies, and centuries of human ingenuity backing him. The AI provided instant calculations, plotting trajectories, calculating weak points. "Shall we engage?" it asked. He clenched his jaw, a spark of excitement igniting within him. Engage. Show them what humanity can do. Outside, the first shots rang out, piercing the darkness of space. The aliens responded, but their confidence faltered. They had not faced a human warship in centuries, and now they realized that the legends were true. As the battle raged, he glimpsed the stars beyond, feeling both awe and sorrow. Humanity had lost so much, but it had survived. And this survival was not just about revenge. It was about proving that humans belonged in the galaxy, that they could rise even after being forgotten. The aliens might have thought humanity weak, scattered, and extinct. They were wrong. Dead wrong. Then, a sudden alert appeared on the main screen. A distant star system was sending a distress signal, a human colony, barely surviving, under attack by alien forces. He felt a mix of fear and determination. They were not ready for this. But humanity was not known for backing down. He activated the hyperdrive, the warship shaking as it leapt into the void. The journey ahead would be dangerous, filled with battles, betrayals, and mysteries yet to unfold. But for the first time in centuries, humanity had a chance to remind the galaxy that it still existed. That it still had power. That it still had a voice. The stars stretched endlessly again, but now they were filled with purpose. The warship moved forward, engines roaring, carrying the last hope of humanity. Somewhere in the galaxy, enemies would soon remember the human name. And when they did, they would tremble. Because the galaxy had forgotten humanity, but humanity had not forgotten itself. And now, it was returning. The warship surged through hyperspace, stars stretching into streaks of light. Inside, the last human soldier stared at the navigation console, mind racing with strategies and possibilities. The distress signal from the human colony blinked insistently, a reminder that the galaxy had not been kind to his people. Time was short. The colony was on the brink of destruction, and the alien forces hunting them were fast and relentless. Every second counted. As the ship dropped out of hyperspace near the colony, the viewports revealed a scene of devastation. Cities burned under alien bombardment, smoke rising into the alien skies. The inhabitants were scattered, unorganized, and terrified. It was a familiar sight. Humanity's colonies had always been small against the larger forces of the galaxy, yet they had survived before, and they would survive again. But only if he acted quickly. He activated the ship's weapon systems, checking targeting arrays and shields. The AI, calm as ever, guided him through each step. Enemy fleet approaching. Number 7. Composition: medium assault cruisers. Probability of success if engaged directly, low. Probability if using hit-and-run tactics, 83%. He smirked. Numbers were only part of the battle. Humans had another advantage: imagination, unpredictability, courage. Prepare for engagement, he said. But we do it our way. Outside, the first alien cruisers came into view. They fired automatically, energy beams cutting through the darkness, burning away pieces of asteroid and small satellites. The warship's shields flared, absorbing the impact. Then he struck. The first salvo hit an alien cruiser's engines, causing it to spin out of control and collide with another ship. Explosions lit up the void, and the aliens hesitated. They had never faced human tactics in centuries. Their programming did not account for instinct, creativity, or the audacity of a species that refused to die. The AI projected more enemy ships on the holographic display. New arrivals detected. Reinforcements incoming. Warning: fleet size increasing. The soldier clenched his fists. He had faced long odds before, and this was no different. Humanity had survived through cunning, through adaptation. He would not let these aliens think humans were easy prey. Divert all power to weapons. Take the fight to them, he commanded. Outside, the warship twisted and spun, firing energy blasts that tore through alien hulls like paper. Each maneuver was precise, yet daring, designed to confuse the enemy and strike where they least expected it. Amidst the chaos, a signal blinked on the console, a coded message hidden within the alien communications. The AI decrypted it slowly, revealing warnings that chilled him to the bone. "This is not just an attack," the message read. "Something is coming, something worse than us. They will not stop at colonies. They will erase everything. Humanity must be stopped before it awakens fully." His jaw tightened. These words confirmed his fears. The aliens were not just invaders. They were pawns of a larger threat, something that had waited centuries for humanity to weaken and disappear. He ignored the fear rising in his chest. Now was not the time to hesitate. The colony below needed him, and humanity needed him. With a deep breath, he engaged the ship's hyperspeed combat maneuvers, weaving through enemy fire while hitting targets with lethal precision. One by one, alien ships exploded, leaving wreckage that drifted silently in the void. Yet for every ship destroyed, more arrived. It was a reminder, the galaxy had not forgotten humanity, but it had certainly underestimated them. Inside the warship, alarms continued to blare, and red lights flashed across consoles. Sensors detected alien boarding pods approaching the ship. The human soldier's hand hovered over the emergency countermeasures. If the aliens boarded, even briefly, it could be disastrous. He activated the ship's defense drones, mechanical sentinels that erupted from hidden bays, intercepting the boarding pods with energy pulses. Sparks and metal flew as drones collided with the alien machines, forcing the invaders to retreat. Humanity had survived centuries because it refused to be trapped or cornered, and this moment was no different. The colony below sent another distress signal, more urgent now. Civilians were fleeing, and alien forces had begun deploying ground troops. He had to make a choice, focus on the fleet above, or land troops to defend the colony. The AI presented calculations, but the final decision rested with him. Humans had always taken risks, relying on courage as much as strategy. We save the colony first, he decided. The rest will follow. The warship altered course, descending toward the beleaguered planet, energy shields flaring as alien fire tried to intercept them. As they entered the atmosphere, explosions erupted in the skies, alien ships crashing down, their weapons striking the ground. The human soldier coordinated strikes from orbit, targeting enemy strongholds and clearing paths for escaping civilians. From the windows, he saw terrified families running, soldiers scrambling, and flames consuming what remained of their homes. But hope flickered in the eyes of those who survived. Humanity had returned, and their presence alone rekindled courage. Then, the unexpected happened. A massive alien command cruiser appeared above the colony, its size dwarfing everything around it. Energy beams sliced through the atmosphere, destroying smaller ships instantly. The human warship shook as it engaged, but this opponent was far stronger, more advanced than anything they had faced. For the first time, he felt the weight of humanity's challenge. They were no longer simply fighting for survival. They were fighting for existence, for a chance to reclaim their place in a galaxy that had forgotten them. The AI's voice cut through the tension. Warning: cruiser weapons systems active. Probability of survival if engaged directly, minimal. Recommendation: evasive maneuvers and strategic strike. He nodded, determination burning in his eyes. Humanity had survived worse. They would not surrender. As the warship darted and spun, firing precise energy blasts, the human soldier realized something profound. The galaxy might have forgotten humanity, but humanity had not forgotten itself. And that memory, that strength, was far more powerful than any alien fleet. As the battle raged, he prepared for the final move, a daring strike that could turn the tide, or destroy them all. Sweat ran down his brow, heart pounding, but his hands were steady. The warship surged forward, weapons charged, ready to remind the galaxy that humans were not gone, not weak, not forgotten. Somewhere among the stars, humanity would rise again. And just as the energy beam aligned, a new sensor alert flashed, a massive, unseen force moving through the system. Something alive, something immense, something that even the aliens feared. The warship shuddered. The soldier's eyes widened. This battle was only the beginning. The galaxy was waking up, and humanity's return would not go unnoticed. The unknown waited in the shadows, patient, watching, and preparing. Humanity had returned, but so had the dangers it had never imagined. The warship hovered silently above the ruined colony, its engines humming softly as the last alien ships were blasted into drifting wreckage. Below, the survivors stared up at the human vessel with a mix of awe and disbelief. They had heard stories of humans, whispered legends of a species that once ruled stars and fought wars no one could imagine. Now, centuries later, that legend had returned, not as myth, but as living, breathing proof. And yet, as relief washed over them, an unease lingered. Something did not feel right. The human soldier stepped onto the colony's surface, his boots crunching over the ash of destroyed buildings. Fires still burned in patches, smoke curling into the alien sky. The air smelled of ozone and scorched metal. Survivors clung to each other, their faces pale but hopeful. He moved among them, offering words of comfort, though he knew words alone could not erase the pain. Humanity had survived worse. And this was their chance to prove it once more. Then the AI spoke, its tone careful, almost hesitant. "Sir, sensors are detecting something unusual beneath the surface. Energy signatures inconsistent with normal alien technology. Potential threat or artifact of human origin." The soldier's brow furrowed. The colony had been a human settlement centuries ago. Could there be something left behind, something they had forgotten in the chaos of the galaxy? He followed the AI's guidance toward a partially buried structure, its walls cracked and scorched, yet still standing. Inside, the air was thick with dust and silence. Holographic panels flickered faintly, powered by long-dead circuits somehow still functional. The soldier's eyes widened as a hologram activated, projecting the image of an old human leader, her voice echoing softly in the room. "If you are seeing this, then humanity has returned. But beware. Not all humans are united. Some have betrayed us. Some will betray you. And the aliens are not the only threat. Something worse awaits, something older. Trust no one completely, and remember, humanity's greatest weapon is not in its ships or weapons, but in its courage, adaptability, and will." The message ended abruptly, leaving only a cold, haunting silence. He felt a shiver run down his spine. The AI confirmed his thoughts. Analysis: unknown variables detected. Risk level: extreme. Recommendation: caution. Humanity had faced extinction before, yet this warning carried a weight unlike anything he had imagined. There were secrets buried beneath the stars, secrets the galaxy had hoped would die with humanity. But they had not. And now, those secrets were awakening. Suddenly, the ground shook violently. The structure groaned as if it were alive. Sensors screamed. The energy readings from below spiked. He drew his weapon, moving cautiously toward the source. From the shadows, robotic defense units emerged, ancient machines built to protect the colony long ago. They were automated, but not friendly. Metal limbs whirred, energy weapons charging. The soldier hesitated for a fraction of a second, then acted. He fired, dodging and weaving as sparks flew, the machines collapsing under the precision of his attacks. As the last robot fell, a hidden compartment in the wall slid open, revealing a strange device, glowing with a pale blue light. The AI whirred in astonishment. Unknown technology detected. Origin: human, but predated current historical records. Potential applications: unknown. He reached out, careful, feeling the energy pulse under his fingers. There was power here, more than he had ever seen in any human weapon. And yet, it was also a warning. The galaxy had forgotten humanity, yes, but the galaxy had not forgotten what humans were capable of creating. Footsteps echoed behind him. He spun, weapon raised, and saw a figure emerging from the shadows. Not alien, not completely human, something in between. Its eyes gleamed with intelligence, and its expression held secrets he could not read. "I've been waiting for you," the figure said. "You are not the only one awake. The galaxy has changed, and not all humans are ready to return." The soldier's heart raced. Another human. Or a hybrid. The lines between friend and enemy blurred. Trust was a weapon, and betrayal a constant threat. The figure stepped closer, raising its hands in a gesture of peace. "I can help you," it said. "But first, you must listen. The aliens are only part of the threat. The Council of the Galaxy knows your species is dangerous. They have prepared contingencies to erase humanity forever. And there are humans among them who would side with the Council. Your fight is not just against aliens, it is against time, secrets, and treachery that stretches back centuries. The soldier processed the words, tension coiling in his chest. Humanity had returned, yes, but the galaxy had prepared for them. The colonies, the warships, the legends, they had been nothing but the beginning. Survival required more than courage now. It required knowledge, alliances, and the ability to see the unseen. And as he looked at the glowing device, he realized that this discovery might be humanity's edge, the key to striking back, the weapon that could shift the balance. A sudden vibration shook the floor. Sensors detected movement from above, the alien fleet, reorganizing, preparing for a counterattack. They would not allow the colony to survive. The human soldier and the hybrid locked eyes. Without words, they understood, the fight had entered a new phase. The colony was a test, a proving ground, and they could not fail. Humanity had survived centuries in hiding, but now it had to rise, united yet cautious, clever yet fearless, to reclaim a galaxy that had long forgotten them. He activated the warship's communication channels, reaching out to scattered human survivors in nearby systems. "We are awake," he said simply. "We have returned. Gather. Prepare. The galaxy will remember us again." Outside, stars glimmered as if responding, vast and cold, yet ready to witness the rebirth of a species that refused to die. And deep within, the unknown threat waited, patient and hungry, watching humanity take its first steps toward reclaiming the stars. The human warship floated silently above the colony, its engines low and steady, a calm before the storm. The human soldier and the hybrid moved through the command center, their eyes scanning every panel, every blinking light. The hybrid's expression was grave. "They know we are awake," it said. "The Council of the Galaxy has marked humanity as a threat. Every system, every fleet, they are preparing to erase us." The soldier's jaw tightened. He had expected resistance, but not the realization that the galaxy itself was united against them. Outside, sensors picked up movement. Alien fleets were reorganizing, larger and faster than before. Dreadnoughts appeared on the edge of the system, their size dwarfing anything humanity had built. The hybrid pointed at the screens. "They are not coming to negotiate. They are coming to exterminate. And they have inside help, humans who have sided with the Council, humans who betrayed their own species long ago." Betrayal. The word hit harder than any weapon. Humanity had returned, yes, but enemies could be anywhere, even in their own ranks. The warship shuddered as alien energy beams struck its shields. The human soldier activated evasive maneuvers, twisting the ship with impossible speed, dodging shots that would have destroyed a lesser vessel. The hybrid moved beside him, manipulating the holographic controls with skill, coordinating strikes on the alien formations. "We must strike their command fleet first," it said. "Cut the head off the snake, and the rest will falter." He nodded. Strategy was essential, precision over brute force. Humanity had survived centuries by thinking, by adapting, by using intelligence as a weapon. The first engagement was brutal. Energy blasts tore through the void, alien ships exploding in blinding fire. Yet for every cruiser destroyed, more appeared. The Council's forces were prepared, disciplined, and ruthless. But the human warship was not just a machine, it was alive, guided by a soldier who refused to die, a species that refused to be forgotten. The hybrid projected alien formations on the holographic display, highlighting weak points, vulnerabilities in their formations. Humanity had the advantage of unpredictability, a quality the galaxy had forgotten but could never fully erase. Suddenly, a warning blared through the ship. Internal sensors detected movement, boarding pods approaching from within. The soldier cursed under his breath. Not just outside but inside. The hybrid glanced at him. "They have spies. They have humans aboard who serve the Council. If we are not careful, they will destroy this ship from within." Tension filled the air. Trust was no longer simple. Betrayal was a constant shadow, waiting for the wrong moment. The first boarding pod struck. The hull shuddered as airlocks opened. The soldier moved quickly, weapons firing, energy blasts cutting through enemy soldiers. The hybrid assisted, disabling pods before they could release their full payload. Sparks and metal flew. The crew was small, but the humans fought with something the aliens could not calculate: adaptability, courage, and a refusal to yield. Each invader defeated was a reminder: humanity was alive, and it was dangerous. Then came the revelation. Among the invaders, the soldier recognized a human face, older, scarred, but unmistakably one of their own. The traitor smiled coldly. "You never belonged here," he said. "The Council has promised power, survival, and a place at the top. You are fools if you think humanity has a future." Rage surged through the soldier, but he held it back. Emotions were weapons, yes, but so was patience. He could not act recklessly, not with the galaxy watching, not with so much at stake. The hybrid's voice cut in. "Do not underestimate them. But also do not hesitate. The command fleet is within striking distance. If we destroy it, the Council's plan falters. Humanity might survive, even if traitors exist." The soldier gritted his teeth. He made a decision that would change everything. Prepare the main weapons. Target the command fleet. Full strike. The warship roared as energy surged through its cannons, the hum vibrating through every metal panel. Outside, the battle escalated to unimaginable levels. The human warship weaved through alien fire, dodging beams and missiles while returning devastating blasts. The hybrid guided the weapons with perfect timing. The traitor tried to sabotage systems, but the soldier anticipated the moves, countering with skill honed over centuries of survival. Explosions ripped through space, fire and debris spinning in the void. Alien dreadnoughts faltered, and the command fleet, the nerve center of the Council's forces, began to crumble under the precision of human attacks. But just as victory seemed near, a new alert appeared. Sensors detected something massive approaching from outside the system. Ships of unknown origin, dark and immense, energy readings far beyond anything humanity or the Council had ever seen. The hybrid froze, its eyes widening. "They have arrived. The force behind the Council, something older, more powerful. They were waiting for us. And now, we are in their path." The human soldier's heart pounded. The galaxy had underestimated humanity, yes, but it had also prepared for humanity's return. And now, something older and far more dangerous was awake. The warship's engines flared as he braced for what came next, knowing that the coming battle would decide not just the fate of the colony, or the human survivors, but the future of humanity itself. The stars stretched endlessly, cold and indifferent, yet alive with the tension of what was to come. Humanity had returned, bold and defiant, but the shadows of the galaxy were deeper and darker than anyone had imagined. Allies were uncertain, enemies were closer than expected, and the unknown waited, patient and hungry. The soldier gripped the controls, determination burning in his eyes. Humanity would fight. Humanity would survive. But the next challenge might be beyond anything they had faced before. The warship floated above the chaos, battered but alive. Below, the colony struggled to rebuild, yet the alien forces regrouped, stronger than before. The human soldier surveyed the damage through the viewport, his jaw tight. Humanity had survived centuries of silence and betrayal, yet now the true test had begun. The alien fleets were relentless, their reinforcements arriving faster than anyone could have predicted. And beyond them, the unknown force loomed, vast and dangerous, waiting silently. Inside the warship, the hybrid moved quickly, manipulating holographic displays and analyzing every energy reading. "The Council's forces are weakening," it said, voice steady but urgent. "But the larger threat, the one behind the Council, is preparing. We need more than strategy. We need something they cannot predict." The human soldier nodded. Humanity had always relied on cunning and bravery, but this time, they needed an advantage the galaxy had never seen. He walked to a hidden compartment, where the glowing device from the ruined colony sat. Its pale blue light pulsed softly, almost like a heartbeat. The hybrid approached. "That device, it is more than a weapon. It is a legacy of our species, created long before the Council existed. If used correctly, it could neutralize fleets, shields, even destroy command centers from orbit. But it is unpredictable, dangerous even to us. Mishandled, it could destroy the warship or worse. The soldier studied the device, feeling its power resonate with something deep inside him. Humanity's edge had returned. Outside, alien dreadnoughts advanced, their weapons blazing. The human warship shook under the impact, shields flaring, alarms screaming. Boarding pods launched again, but this time, the soldier had anticipated them. Energy barriers flared, drones intercepted pods, and the aliens faltered. Humanity had survived not just with brute strength, but with foresight. And now, foresight would be humanity's weapon. He activated the device, feeling its energy pulse through the ship. The hybrid guided him, calculating trajectories, potential targets, and the sequence needed to avoid catastrophic feedback. The warship trembled as the device activated, beams of energy arcing outward, slicing through enemy cruisers, cutting their formation in half. The alien fleet hesitated, confusion spreading among their ranks. Humanity had found its edge, power beyond the Council's expectations. But the unknown force waited, patient and silent, just beyond the system. Sensors detected immense energy readings, waves that warped space itself. The soldier's eyes narrowed. "They've been waiting for this moment," he said. "The Council's fleets were just the first line. The real threat is what comes next." The hybrid nodded, urgency in its eyes. "And when they arrive, even this device may not be enough. We must be ready." The warship maneuvered, dodging energy beams, while the device continued its destructive pulse. Alien dreadnoughts fell one by one, the Council's command fleet faltering. On the colony below, humans began to emerge from hiding, inspired by the sudden shift in battle. Hope returned to their eyes. Humanity had returned, not just as survivors, but as warriors. And yet, they all sensed the larger storm approaching, something older, stronger, and far more terrifying than the aliens they had just destroyed. Suddenly, the warship's sensors screamed. From the edge of the system, a massive fleet appeared, dark as a void, engines humming with unimaginable energy. The unknown force had arrived. Its ships dwarfed the warship, their weapons capable of destroying entire planets. The hybrid's voice was tense, almost afraid. This is what the Council feared, what even they could not control. The galaxy underestimated this force, and now humanity stands in its path. The soldier gritted his teeth, gripping the controls. Humanity had survived worse. They had faced extinction, betrayal, and annihilation, and yet here they were, ready to fight. "Prepare for full engagement," he said, voice steady. "We may be small, but humans adapt. We will fight. We will survive. And we will remind the galaxy that we are not gone." The first strikes were devastating. Energy beams from the unknown fleet tore through the warship's shields, shaking it violently. The device pulsed wildly, its energy feeding into the warship's weapons, creating beams of concentrated destruction. One by one, the unknown ships fell, but for each destroyed, more appeared. The hybrid calculated, predicted, and advised, but the soldier realized that this battle could not be won by calculation alone. It required courage, instinct, and the unyielding spirit of humanity. As explosions lit the void, he glanced at the hybrid. "We can't just fight them. We have to outsmart them. Hit where they least expect it." The hybrid nodded, directing the device to a concentrated strike on the unknown fleet's center. The energy surged, cracking the massive ships apart, disrupting their formation, sending shockwaves across the battlefield. Humanity had seized the moment, turning desperation into triumph, and showing the galaxy that even forgotten humans could wield power beyond imagination. But just as victory seemed within reach, a ripple of energy swept across the system, warping space, and the unknown fleet's command vessel emerged. Larger, more powerful, and alive with energy that defied comprehension. The hybrid gasped. "They've been hiding this, a weapon, or something sentient. And it sees us now." The soldier's eyes narrowed. Humanity had found its edge, yes, but the next challenge would demand everything, skill, courage, and unity. The fate of humanity hung on the next move, and even a single mistake could mean total annihilation. The warship surged forward, weapons charged, engines flaring. Humanity's final stand was beginning. The galaxy had forgotten them, the Council had plotted against them, and the unknown waited. But humans had one advantage the universe could not erase: they would never surrender. The stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to the return of a species that refused to die. And in that silence, the pulse of the device, the roar of the warship, and the courage of one soldier promised one thing: humanity would fight, and humanity would survive. The stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to a galaxy on the edge of chaos. The warship shuddered under the immense pressure of the unknown fleet, their massive weapons ripping through space with unimaginable power. The human soldier gritted his teeth, hands tight on the controls. Humanity had fought for centuries to survive, had endured betrayal, loss, and near extinction, but they had returned. And now, the universe would learn what it meant to awaken a species that refused to be forgotten. The hybrid beside him moved quickly, coordinating the warship systems and the mysterious device they had discovered. Its glow pulsed steadily, filling the room with a hum that vibrated through every panel. "We can use this," the hybrid said, voice tense. "It is our last chance. One strike at the command vessel, and we may disable their fleet entirely." The soldier nodded. The energy weapon was unpredictable, yes, but they had no choice. Humanity's survival depended on courage, precision, and a willingness to risk everything. Outside, the unknown fleet advanced. Their ships moved like shadows, silent yet terrifying, engines glowing with unnatural energy. The warship's shields flared under the first strikes, metal groaning, alarms screaming. The soldier held his ground. Every human life, every colony, every legacy of their species rested on this moment. He activated the device, its energy surging through the warship systems, converging on a single point: the command vessel of the unknown fleet. The first blast tore through the void, a concentrated beam of energy so powerful it warped space itself. Alien ships exploded in cascading waves, their destruction lighting up the darkness. But the command vessel did not falter. It pulsed with energy, alive in a way that defied comprehension, and the fleet reorganized with terrifying efficiency. Humanity had struck, yes, but the enemy had adapted. They were smarter, faster, older than anything humans had faced. The hybrid's voice broke through the tension. "They are responding to our weapon. If we fire again, it could overload the system, and destroy the warship with it." The soldier's mind raced. There was only one way. A direct strike, precise and calculated, aimed not just at destruction, but at control. "We risk everything," he said quietly. "If we succeed, humanity survives. If we fail, then we are erased, and the galaxy forgets us forever." The hybrid nodded, fear and trust mingling in its eyes. Humanity had always taken risks, and this was the ultimate one. The warship dove forward, weaving through enemy fire, engines flaring as energy shields struggled to hold. The device charged fully, its glow bathing the control room in blinding light. The soldier focused, hands steady, mind sharp. Centuries of survival, adaptation, and ingenuity came together in this moment. Humanity's strength was not in numbers or size. It was in courage, in willpower, and the refusal to give up, even when the odds were impossible. The device fired. The beam hit the command vessel directly, energy rippling through its structure. For a moment, silence fell, as if the universe itself paused to watch. Then, the ship shuddered, light bursting from its core. Alien vessels nearby faltered, their systems disrupted, engines failing. The unknown fleet began to scatter, disorganized and vulnerable. Humanity's ingenuity had prevailed, but the battle was not over. The command vessel was still alive, and it was furious. The human soldier acted without hesitation. He maneuvered the warship closer, dodging energy blasts, weaving through debris, aiming for the heart of the enemy. The hybrid guided him, calculating angles and predicting reactions. Humanity had survived impossible odds before, and now they were taking the fight to the very source of the threat. The warship's weapons flared, synchronized with the device, striking the command vessel again and again. The energy pulsed through its systems, cracking armor and tearing through shields. Slowly, inevitably, it began to collapse. Below, on the planet's surface, humans watched the sky. The colony's survivors, and those who had been scattered across nearby systems, saw the destruction of the alien fleet and the pulse of the human warship's energy. Hope returned to their eyes, a spark that had been lost for centuries. Humanity had returned, not as victims or myths, but as warriors capable of shaping the galaxy itself. The command vessel exploded in a blinding flash, sending waves through space, scattering the unknown fleet, and breaking the Council's grip on the galaxy. The warship trembled under the force, shields struggling, systems overloading. The human soldier braced himself, heart pounding, as the last echoes of the battle faded. Humanity had won, for now. But the universe was vast, full of dangers yet unseen. They had returned, yes, but vigilance would always be required. The hybrid looked at him, relief and awe in its eyes. They underestimated humans, as they always do. We survived, and now we can rebuild. Humanity will have a future, if we are wise. The soldier nodded. Humanity's journey was far from over. The colonies would rise, technology would be recovered, and humans would reclaim the stars, not through domination, but through courage, ingenuity, and unity. The warship floated silently again, engines humming softly, stars stretching endlessly beyond the viewports. The galaxy had forgotten humanity once. But no longer. Humans had returned, strong, clever, and unstoppable. And somewhere in the darkness, other civilizations, other threats, would remember the human name. For the first time in centuries, the human soldier allowed himself a moment of hope. Humanity had survived. Humanity had fought. Humanity had returned. And the galaxy, vast and endless, would never forget them again.